ये फ़ोन देना, वो मैसेजेस पे आएंगे.
Andrew will send the messages.
Yeah. आ रहे हैं?
Done?
हाँ?
हुआ live? Because मेरे फोन में चार्ज कम है. I am just afraid कि वो बंद ना हो जाए बीच में.
Just call up Andrew and ask him whether when should I speak? Start speaking.
Andrew, when should he start speaking? Go now.
Hi, welcome to this print live from the Aero India 2019, and behind me what you see is a Rafale fighter jets. Yes, the same, India is procuring 36 Rafale fighter jets, and the question that we're asking today is whether this Aero India 2019 can boost the Make in India. Well, the answer to this question is yes. It is a step closer to Make in India. Remember that India is pushing for indigenous manufacturing of fighter aircraft, as well as the overall creation of an aviation hub as far as India is concerned. Now, the question that everyone is asking, whether this would actually push in the Make in India initiative or not, well, this is something that only the time can answer. But yes, as far as India is concerned, remember that there's a big fighter jet program that is coming up, for which an RFP would be issued probably by the end of this year. That is for 114 fighter jets. This would be under the Make in India initiative. The initial fighter jet program, that is the MMRCA, could not be completed. The government went in for a G2G, that is a government-to-government contract for 36 Rafale fighter jets. And now it has issued an RFI for which 7 aircraft have responded to it. And right now at the Aero India, all the 7 aircraft are at display, in terms of not some like the Rafale in the actual aircraft, but some like the MiG-35, which is a model that has been displayed at the MiG-35 hall here. Well, keep sending your questions to this YouTube live, and I'll respond to as many questions as you want. Now, the first question has come in from Rahul. He's asking whether this is a boost for Make in India. Well, this Aero India, this is the 12th edition of the Aero India, and no, this is not a boost for Make in India initiative, but yes, this is the place where different manufacturers come together and they have a talk with the government of India, and they plan and roll out, and they have this discussion based on which they decide on how they can carry forward the Make in India initiative ahead. Remember that all the top manufacturers, that is the original equipment manufacturers of the fighter aircraft, like the Saab, the Boeing, the Airbus, that's the EADS, as well as the MiG from Russia, have gone ahead and have said that they are willing to manufacture fighter aircraft program in India. But yes, it's a long-term project that will involve a lot of financial cost as well as technical know-how. Another question that has come is that how has it affected the crash that happened? Well, it was a crash that took place yesterday. It was a very tragic crash in which one of the pilots, Wing Commander Sahil Gandhi, lost his life. The Aero India has begun today under the gloom of this crash that took place yesterday. So yes, one can say that the mood here is not very so upbeat as such. Remember that while many people have, while all the airlines are here, but in terms of excitement as such is concerned, the excitement is actually not as high, because remember that there are no big ticket deals that are out there except for this fighter aircraft program. And many in the industry as well as the Air Force believe that this fighter aircraft program will actually, a lot will depend on geopolitics rather than purely a technical criteria as far as the selection of the fighter program is concerned. Another question that has been asked is, how does it help the domestic production? That is, Make in India is what the user Vishal is asking. Well, the answer to that question is this. As I said earlier, this is not going to give a boost to the Make in India initiative as such, because this is just a platform where the industry as well as the government come and talk to each other. The industry, tries to understand what the government is really thinking and what are the initiatives that can be taken. They meet up with the Indian partners and they go in for a possible MOU that could be signed. So yes, this is not really a place which will boost the Make in India initiative as such. Ayush Bhattacharya is asking, will it help local employment? Well, the Aero Show per se doesn't help in generating local local jobs as far as employment is concerned. But remember that. Sorry, there was a technical error to it. Yes, I was asking this. This question was asked by Ayush Bhattacharya. Will it help local employment? If you're asking whether the Aero India will actually help in local employment, well, the answer is really no. Because remember that this is a 5-day exhibition that has been held here. In terms of job opportunities as a concern, Aero India would not really help in creation of job opportunities. But yes, the Make in India, when eventually the foreign manufacturers tie up with the Indian companies and set up their factories, of course, that will lead to a major boost as far as employment is concerned. Remember, not just in direct employment with the company concerned, but also in the subsidiaries from where they procure the raw material and other parts. So yes, the aviation hub that the government plans to have in India in the near future is something that will generate a lot of jobs. Now, Sridhar is asking if there's a government change in upcoming elections and investigation is launched in Rafale deal, how will it affect future defense procurement? Well, the future, the Congress has already made it very clear that they are not going to cancel the particular deal for 36 Rafale fighter jets. Remember that the Air Force is in dire need of fighter jets, and this 36 is just a small drop in the ocean. Now, what the Air Force really needs are more fighter jets, and as I mentioned earlier, there is an RFI, that is a request for information, that has been sent out for the manufacture of 114 fighter jets under Make in India initiative, of which 7 companies have responded, and all the 7 aircraft are currently here at the Aero India. They're speaking to the government. They are all awaiting a request or proposal that would be issued later in this year. And once an RFP is issued is when we'll actually see the trials happening and finally a selection that takes place. Sheldon is asking, how well do you think the crowd and business will be this time, given the recent mishap? By the way, saw the tragic event live. Well, as far as the crowd is concerned, the crowd is actually much less in comparison to the previous Aero India. It has nothing to do with the fact that there was a crash that took place yesterday. I think the atmosphere here is very somber, but at the same time, remember, as I mentioned earlier, there are no big ticket projects that are out there that the companies are really vying for. So, also remember that Prime Minister Narendra Modi is not has skipped this particular event. Is not attending it, and hence the level of participation is also decreased a bit. Today at the inauguration, when Nirmala Sitharaman, along with the Rajya Raksha Mantri Subhash Bamre and the 3 military chiefs were present at this stage, there were a large number of empty seats that were clearly visible, which shows that the level of participation in this particular edition, that is the 12th edition of the Aero India, has actually come down. Well, Kishlia is asking, is Rafale also participating? The answer to the question is right behind me. This is a Rafale fighter jet that has been brought down. There are 3 Rafale fighter jets that have been brought to Bangalore, of which this is on static display. There would be another 2 aircraft there are 2 aircraft which will be on static display, and one would be used for flying senior officers. Remember that we had done this story in the print on Monday, that is on 2 days back, saying that the Air Force Deputy Chief, who is in charge of all the procurement, would be leading the IAF officers who would be flying in the Rafale fighters. Obviously, when I say they would be flying inside, they would be flying in a trainer aircraft. They would be sitting at the second seat that is behind the pilot, and they would be taking a number of sorties. So yes, a lot of Air Force officers would be taking sorties in the Rafale fighter jets. So yes, thank you for logging into this YouTube live. Log in tomorrow also. We'll pick up another issue from the Aero India itself, and we'll try and answer as many questions as possible. And sorry for the technical error earlier. Do tune in and do log in and send in your questions. Thank you.